Happy Monday, everyone. Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen for another episode of my Mo Joy Monday. And just wanted to say, hopefully, you are all enjoying the new annual catalog. We're 6 weeks into it now, so hopefully, you've seen some things that you want to get. But I wanted to show you that we now um, are getting ready in July to do the celebration, and the new mini catalog will be coming out. I can't open it yet, but if you are a current customer of mine and you've requested to get these catalogs from me, hopefully you've received them by now. But if not, they should be coming. And if you're wondering if I sent you one, just reach out to me and let me know, and I can check that for you. But as long as you've placed an order with me in the last year, you should be getting it. So today's card, I do want to show you some paper that we're going to be using that is part of the celebration. And the sad thing about it is it's one of those sets where you get the paper and the stamp set as a bundle for $100. And the reason why, I don't like that situation is because then if I want to get more of this paper, I need to spend another $100, and then I need to get another stamp set, and I only need but one stamp set. So I love this paper, but I'm gonna be really frugal about wanting to use it because I don't want another stamp set, in other words. So, but let me show you the paper. And I just think it is so pretty. So here is one side, and then this is the back side of that. Oh, and I gotta say, this is just so pretty. And here's the back side to that. And then we have this one. And then the back. And this is so pretty too. We got that one. And the back side of that. There's this one. And the back side of that. I think my favorite on this is this side right here. I just love those little bitty flowers on there. And then this is the one that we're going to be using today. And we're going to be using this side. And here's the back side. Just too bad they don't have dies to cut that out. But I guess you could, fussy cut them out. I think this would be more like for a scrapbook page. I think when the images are so big like this, they're more intended for a scrapbook page, because if you cut this down for a card, you're going to miss a lot of the whole flower. So I think this is more intended for the scrapbookers out there. But we're going to use this today. Now, let me tell you that the colors that coordinate with this is Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Orchid Oasis, Pear Pizzazz, Rich Razzleberry, Sahara Sand, and Starry Sky. So when I pulled out this paper, I was thinking, well, let me pull in the, it looks more purplish to me, so I thought, let me pull out the Orchid Oasis, which is this. And in my opinion, I did not like it. So what I ended up doing was going with Gorgeous Grape for my card. And I am going to be doing some ink blending, and so I'm ink blending with Highland Heather um and the Orchid Oasis to kind of hopefully get more onto the purplish blue color that this has. And then, but then I think the Gorgeous Grape goes a whole lot better with this than the Orchid Oasis. And if you notice, Gorgeous Grape is not in that. So, sometimes I think, you know, you can pick another color that doesn't necessarily coordinate with it that would turn out to be even better. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and get working on this. So, we're going to go ahead and pull in some basic white. And what I want to do, so that one of this is for the inside. So what I'm going to do, we're going to be using my favorite deckled rectangles again. And I want to do paper saving. So I am going to go ahead and die cut this before we get started with the ink blending. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I've got this die cut with the paper saving technique because we're going to be using both of the pieces. Now let me bring in some scrap paper here so that when I do my ink blending, I don't get it all over my desk here. And I'm going to get my blender brush, and we're going to start off with Highland Heather. And I'm going to go ahead and pretty much work from, oh look, and I got it all over. Oh well, hopefully that'll be okay. See, it's just good thing I'm blending. We're going to pretty much work from this corner out and not do the whole piece. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. And I'm going to kind of head down the sides. I'm not going to go all the way up this left side. I'm going to just keep aiming for like a triangle blending. So let me go ahead and work on this, and I'll stop talking so that I can speed up the video. Okay, so we're gonna, I think I'm gonna just set this aside. We're gonna bring in the Orchid Oasis because I'm not gonna do a whole lot of this, but I kind of just wanted to add that little bit of bluish tone so that it might come close to matching this paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my blending brush doesn't have a whole lot of the other, and I'm just going to lightly start adding this to where I already did, and then if I need to and I need to go back in and add some more of the Highland Heather, I can. I'm just trying to get a little bit of that bluish kind of purplish color. And I think I am going to add a little bit more of the Highland Heather. So you can get this to do whatever it is you want, but I'm just kind of focusing on this bottom left-hand corner until I get something that I like that. Kind of hard to tell. It's really light, but I mean, you're going to be able to see it. So I think that'll be good for now. So now let's go ahead and get out our stamp. And for the stamp, I'm going to be using the Gorgeous Grape. So let me get the stamp here and the Gorgeous Grape. And what I'm going to do is ink this up. And you're going to love this flower. It is gorgeous once it's stamped. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And make sure it's inked up nicely. Then I'm going to kind of I'm going to go off this corner here because that's where I did my blending. So that's where I want to do my stamping. So let's go ahead and push that down once you got the area that you like. And then just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And because it's kind of like that, I don't know what they call it, distinctive look, you get the different shadings in the flower itself. Look at how pretty that is. I love this. Like I said, it's just like one of those things. I guess if I needed to get more of the paper and I earn enough to get the stamp set, then I guess I can use it as a gift later. I don't know, but anyway, so there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, because the word that I want to use is from, I love these Charming Sentiments, because they each have a die cut that matches it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp Hey There. And I'm going to stamp that in the Gorgeous Grape up in this corner. And then I'm going to die cut it. And because I'm going to be matting this on top of a Gorgeous Grape, that's why I wanted to die cut it directly on here, so that when I lift that word up, and if you happen to see it at an angle, you'll see that Gorgeous Grape showing through. So let me ink this up and go ahead and stamp this somewhere up here in this corner. There we go. So now let me go ahead and take it over and do my die cutting, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So we've got that die cut. So let me set that aside so I don't lose it. So there's that. How cute is that? I love it. So now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our cardstock here. I don't know if that's the right side. I think it's this one. I must have grabbed this from somewhere. So we're going to adhere this to this Gorgeous Grape. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use, do I want to use liquid glue? We'll see. We'll see if maybe I should do the liquid glue so I can get around that die cut opening easier than if I used the Stampin' Seal. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our card. And the good thing then is, because it's got that decal edge, you can move it around till you get it where you like it. So there, we've got that. Now we're going to take the piece that we did the paper saving, and I'm going to go ahead, so because this is going to be, you know, adhered right over there, I'm going to take the designer paper and I'm going to adhere it right just when it just barely gets over there, because I want this to be able to line up with the bottom of that. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it there and figure out where that's going to be. So I'm going to kind of put my fingers here so that I know kind of where to put the adhesive, because I don't want it all over. I just want it in this area where the paper is going to be. And also on this side. And then I can go ahead and get my designer paper and figure out, just go right below that opening, just a little bit. And then line it up with this left side. And then there we go. So there, it's lined up like that. So now what I'm going to do is, I still wanted a little more texture. So I like this, when I want just a little bit of texture, I like this time-worn type. It's called time-worn type 3D embossing folder. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then I will be right back. Okay, I am back. And I have to apologize because I thought I was recording and then realized I wasn't. So what I ended up doing after I brought that back after being embossed, I went ahead and adhered some of this ribbon right here. And this ribbon is the, what is it called? The metallic woven ribbon, and it's the one that comes in all the in colors, the new in colors. And this is the Orchid Oasis. And even though I'm not using the Orchid Oasis, which is supposedly matching the designer paper, it has this, I think it has enough of the Gorgeous Grape kind of. It's hard to tell. Here it looks really blue when I'm showing it in the camera, but when I'm looking at it like this, it seems kind of, see there, maybe if I'll do it this way, see how, to me, it matches the Gorgeous Grape pretty good. So, but then yet it's the Orchid Oasis, so that's what's supposed to match the paper. So I thought I would use that, and what I ended up doing was just putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back and adhered it there, and then brought it across, and then adhered it on the back side there. And then went ahead and used liquid glue to adhere this to the card base of Gorgeous Grape. And then took the piece that I was working on before and also used liquid glue. Because of the embossing, I like to use the liquid glue and then adhered that down. So now we are to the point where I thought I was recording. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Dimensionals, and what I had said was I wasn't going to pop any of this up because I didn't want it to get too high, but I wanted to pop up the words, and I didn't have any white mini Stampin' Dimensionals, so I'm using the black, but I don't think that's a problem because this card is so dark anyway. So I'm just using the mini black ones, and I think it'll be just fine. Because what I like about die cutting through this is then that way, if this is popped up and you see at an angle, you'll see that Gorgeous Grape through there. So let's go ahead and put this on here, and there we go. See how you can see kind of at an angle, you can see underneath there, and you'll see that Gorgeous Grape coming through. Okay, so there's that. So now I love that ribbon so much, I went ahead and tied a bow. And what I'm going to do, it's the kind that you can kind of, you know, tear it apart. And it makes it that frilly. So I'm going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to try to make sure that it doesn't come undone. And I'm just going to try to separate those fibers. See what I'm doing? I'm just kind of separating them. So I just think that will look so nice. Check that out. I don't know if you can see that very well. Maybe if I put it against that. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so there that is. I went ahead and did both sides. So now I'm going to take a glue dot and we're going to adhere this to the card. Let me find the next glue dot here. Go ahead, and the glue dot is a little bigger than what we need, but you can go ahead and, you know, kind of roll it up so that it fits. And we're going to go ahead and adhere that down here to where the two stems meet with those flowers. And now that you have it on there, if you still wanted to go ahead and try to do some more separating of these fibers, you can, if you don't like the way it looks or whatever. And this is the chance that you would have to like do any trimming that you wanted to do if it's hanging off or whatever. So there's that. Okay, so now it looks like all we have left is the inside. And so I've already stamped. So it says, hey there, and then inside I put what's new. But I wanted, of course, a little something here. And I didn't want to use designer paper because, you know, I'm trying to hoard that one pack there so that I don't have to try to, you know, get a whole other set with a stamp set. But you never know, I may have to. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Gorgeous Scrape and bring in the flower again. And this time I don't think I want it so, I mean, I guess I could make it that way. It depends. I think I will. I think on my example, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But this flower is just so pretty. And I'll show you the example. So you're probably going to want to do it full strength. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Because on the one that I created for my sample, see, I did off stamping, thinking that I didn't want it, but look at, it's so much better to do it full strength. It just gives it that, it gives you that shading, right? I love it. So it's a good thing this is just my sample. Okay, so that's going to be our inside. And then all we have left is to embellish. So let me go ahead and get this adhered to the inside of the card. Then we'll add our embellishment. I mean, we had the ribbon, but I wanted to use a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside here. Best I can to get it even. All right. So the embellishments that I chose to use are the Glossy Dots assortment that is in the annual catalog. And what I like about this is this here, it has a large one and a medium one and a small one. And since I like to add things in odd numbers, I thought that would be perfect. So I'm going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to get the large one and get that off of there. That's on there pretty good. Okay. All right. And I'm going to put that in the middle of that big flower right there. And then the next one, which is the smaller one, I'm going to put that up in this corner there. And then the smallest one, I'll put somewhere around there. So there you go. There's those embellishments, and it matches the card perfectly. Alrighty, there you go. There's this week's card. I love it, but then I love purple, so I like that little bit of blending here, not on the whole thing. It just gives it a different look, and I love that paper, that ribbon, everything. I love everything about this, and so I hope you enjoyed that as well. And there's the inside. I just think that's a cute card. Alrighty then. So I hope you all have a great week, and I just want to let you all know that you know, I really appreciate all of you who follow me each week, who subscribe to my channel and everything. And if you're new to my channel and this is your first time watching, anytime you watch a video on mine and you like what you see, when you give it a thumbs up, or you comment, YouTube sees that people are enjoying the videos, and so they'll go ahead and push it out to other people. So sharing it with your friends and all that is such a help. So if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, if you want to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And I just hope you all have a great week, and we will see you again next Monday for another episode of my Mo Joy Monday. Bye-bye.